Today I want to run you through just the very basics of different kinds of hand planes, what they look like, and a little bit maybe about what they would be used for. Let's start over here. These are planes made by Stanley Bailey, and this is a number 4 smoothing plane. There's actually these two. There's 2 of them. And I have 2 of them because I have different blade angles that I've honed. So, and some of them are one of them's for very tough, gnarly wood, and the other is just for normal wood. But the smoothing plane is about 2.5 inches wide and about 9 inches long. And it is used, just as the name implies, to smooth wood. And I have a couple of them. Now, in some instances, you might want something that's lighter weight slightly. So this is a number 3 plane. It looks very much like the number 4, but it's not as wide and it's not quite as long. It's a very handy plane if you're going to be doing a lot of repetitive work because it's not as heavy, and so it's not as difficult to use. Now, not all number 4 planes are the Stanley Bailey. This is a Veritas plane. Veritas is a company in Canada. They make modern day planes, where Stanley Bailey made planes along hundreds of years ago, or 100 years ago at least. This is another number 4 plane. It's heavier, but it's more solidly built than the basic Stanley. It's more expensive, it's more precise, and it does an excellent job of smoothing. It also has an adjustable throat here so that you can vary the width of this gap, and that becomes very important in some applications of smoothing planes. This is a number 5 plane, which is called a jack plane. You can see that it's considerably longer. Let's just measure it. It is about 13.5 inches long, and it's the same 2.5 inch width as the number 4. So this number 5 jack plane is used for removing a lot of material. If you're trying to reduce the thickness of a board and get it started down to become flat, the first thing you would use is a big plane like this number 6 that we'll go to next, which removes a lot of material. The number 5, the jack plane, also removes a considerable amount of material, but it's a little less intrusive in the wood per pass as the number 6. And then when you've gotten it to the approximate thickness that you want, then you would bring out the number 4 smoothing plane. So this is a number 5 jack plane. This is a number 6. Number 6 I use to remove a lot of wood quickly. It's 2 3/4 inches wide, and it's about 17.5 inches long. This plane is a lot of bulk here, but when you're trying to remove material and smooth a board, that bulk helps you get through the wood and push it through the wood. Just the mass of the plane helps. And finally here, as far as this type of plane, this is a number 7. This is called a jointer plane. A jointer plane does the work of a jointer. A jointer gives you a smooth surface, and it gives you a smooth, long surface so that there are not undulations in it, but that it's flat. This particular plane, as you can see, is quite long. It's 21.5 inches long, and it's 3 inches wide. This plane is very heavy. It's also very expensive as hand planes go. But to make a long board, the edge of a long board flat, there's nothing like a jointer plane, which will run the entire length. And if there are any valleys, it'll get rid of them and give you that smooth, flat surface. And then I should mention a block plane. This is a low angle block plane, and it is mainly for touching up It's for doing bevels on the corners, and most importantly, it's for planing end grain on wood. And because of the low angle of the blade, it does a very good job of end grain. So you use this, it fits right in your hand, it's not heavy, it's easy to use. And again, you use it mainly for end grain and touch-up work. So that's the basics of the hand planes. We have some other planes here, and we'll get to those in future videos. If you like what you saw, please hit the like button, and don't hesitate to subscribe so that we can keep you informed of future content.